Good morning. The time is currently 4 a.m. This is what time I wake up, naturally. And so today I'm going to show you and tell you exactly how I do that. Because honestly, it's not that hard. I am pretty tired right now, but I get up at 4 a.m. every day, naturally, no alarm. And like I said, it's not that hard. So I'm going to show you how to do it today. First, little physique check. Obviously, we're fasted right now. Morning, mate. Morning. So obviously job number one as soon as I wake up is make a morning coffee. We're going to do that now. As I said in my last couple of videos, this is my only coffee that I get all day with milk. So, I'm gonna enjoy this. So, as always, first job of the day is gonna be to fill out the weight section here. And as you can see by this green, I actually have a high day today. More calories today, which I am very much looking forward to. The reason for this is because for the first time in this whole 12-week diet, my physique's been looking a little bit flat recently. So obviously muscle glycogen is depleted now, finally at this point, which I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner. And so my coach has put me on a high day just to replenish that muscle glycogen and also stop me feeling shit. Over the past week or so, week or 2 weeks, I have been suffering from this diet in terms of just energy is massively low, and ultimately, you know, it's important that that doesn't happen to me too much because I do have shit to do, as everyone does. So having these high days might just give me a little bit of a boost to carry on pushing further. We're going to find out, and it's going to mean that I should get a pretty sick pump today, so can't complain. If you're looking to naturally set your circadian rhythm so that you wake up at 4 a.m. without an alarm, or even whatever time it is without an alarm, it's important that you get your cortisol to spike in the morning. It sets your circadian rhythm, and then it means that actually as you go throughout the day, you'll find that stressful events that spike your cortisol you can recover from quickly, whereas if you don't spike your morning cortisol, then it's a bit easier to get more stressed out later in the day, which is not what you want. Your natural rhythm will have your cortisol spike in the morning so that you're awake and ready to get on with your day, and then as you go throughout the day, it will dip. The more you can spike it first thing in the morning, the less stressful events will affect you later in the day. At least that's what I've heard from Andrew Huberman, so I'm gonna take that as fact. This is why people view bright light first thing in the morning and how it sets your circadian rhythm. So as you can see, I've got this LED light panel. It's just a filming light. It's what I use for filming, but it goes very bright. This is why people also use SAD lamps, the seasonal affective disorder lamps. Naturally, your body wants to get sunlight first thing in the morning. This is why people also say get morning sunlight, but it's dark outside, so I can't get morning sunlight. SAD lamp means that I effectively get the effects of morning sunlight minus the vitamin D and all of that, but it's a light. It's one of the few things that I've done for sleep and just overall biohacking that I feel like has actually worked. This is a really good thing to do if you want to set your circadian rhythm properly. Always wake up at the same time every day and view bright light straight away. That rhymed. And I've actually just remembered my morning coffee. The reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people think that having caffeine first thing in the morning is bad for your, I think, circadian rhythm. Well, that's been disproven a lot. I don't have the science to back that up. This is just from what I've seen, so maybe I'm wrong. But for me, having that coffee first thing in the morning never impacts my sleep or anything like that. And for me, you know what? Even if it does negatively impact things, it's so minute, it's so unnoticeable that the sacrifice of not having that morning coffee and the enjoyment that comes along with that is just not worth it. I would rather get the enjoyment from that morning coffee and risk potentially messing up my sleep, which it doesn't do, than waiting an hour and a half before I have any caffeine to then have no positive impact on my sleep. So if you want to wake up and slam some caffeine straight away, just do it. Oh my god, I think I've got a vein going across there. Holy shit. Never seen that before. My god, freaky. Okay, let's talk about blue light glasses. Should you use them? What the hell are they for? There's a lot of hype around them, I feel like. You see people wearing them on social media. I've been guilty of wearing them on social media. What are they for? Wow, my hair is green. I'm gonna have to change that one sec. Okay, even using a custom white balance, the camera couldn't figure out what the fuck colour my hair is. Okay, well, we have to deal with the green hair. Anyway, so there's really two types of blue light glasses. You've got these red blue light glasses and these yellow ones. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you see people wearing these red ones during their reels on Instagram, they're most likely performative. they're doing nothing. They're just doing that to grab your attention. I've done it in the past before. They grab attention because people are like, what the hell is that? These ones block all wavelengths of blue light. So like essentially light exists on a spectrum of wavelengths, and blue light isn't just one wavelength, it's like a broad spectrum. And so these ones block out all blue light. So before bed, this is a good idea because blue light will suppress your melatonin, but you need melatonin to fall asleep. If you're viewing lots of blue light before bed, that suppresses your melatonin, which means that you find it harder to fall asleep. Even if there's still sunlight outside, or if you're looking at a screen or there's bright lights in your house, these will block the blue light from them out so that your body can still produce as much melatonin, which sounds great, except that if you start wearing them in the daytime, that can negatively affect your sleep because your body needs blue light to regulate your circadian rhythm. Blue light is good, you get it from the sun as well, and essentially your body views blue light and it goes, oh okay, I need to be awake because I'm getting blue light. So during the daytime you don't want to be wearing these. You want your body to be able to set its circadian rhythm naturally. Now these yellow ones, what are these for? Well, when I used to work in an office, and a lot of people get this, I used to get eye strain when looking at a computer all day. I don't so much anymore, but it's often from when you have really bright lights, a bright screen, you're not blinking as much, staring at the screen, your eyes can dry out and you get eye strain. So what these yellow ones will do is they'll block the light that is causing eye strain, but they'll still let the blue light through. That means you can still regulate your circadian rhythm whilst reducing eye strain. These will reduce eye strain as well, but they'll block the blue light that you want for your circadian rhythm. So basically, wear these 2-ish hours before bed and wear these if you get eye strain during the day. I don't really use the yellow glasses anymore because I don't really get eye strain anymore, but I definitely use the blue light blockers, the red ones. I've actually noticed that creates almost like a calming feeling. You can feel the difference when you're watching TV before bed without those on. Unfortunately, it means that everything you see turns red, but you get used to it quickly, and the price you pay is worth it for getting better sleep. And the final thing about getting good sleep before we go on to 4 a.m. specifically is you want to create like a calming environment before you go to bed. So definitely for the last half an hour to an hour, no phone before bed. This is like, people will say to me, oh, I'm really struggling to sleep, and I'll say, oh, what do you do before you go to sleep? And they're like, oh, I'm just scrolling TikTok. Obviously that's keeping your brain awake. Like if you're constantly scrolling, that's gonna keep you awake, and even though you might fall asleep okay, your sleep quality will be worse, I can promise you that. Forget everything else I've said, the environment you create before you go to sleep is the #1 thing. So for me, I will put on a show on the TV that is, I've watched loads of times before, I don't need to be super engaged with because it just lets me get relaxed and drift off more easily. And even though I have no issue sleeping when I watch something a bit more stimulating before I go to sleep, I notice that my sleep quality is worse if I haven't watched something on TV that's calming. I don't read books because I just don't enjoy reading books, but that probably is the #1 thing you can do rather than watching TV. But for me, no phone before bed. If you want to watch TV, watch something that you've watched before that's calming, or just something that isn't super engaging, because that will let you drift off easier. And no fucking caffeine within 7 hours of when you want to go to sleep. I see people cracking open a Monster at like 5 p.m. Mate, I fucking abuse caffeine, but within good hours, not when you want to go to sleep. So don't fucking do that. Right, so the reason you clicked on this video, 4 a.m. specifically, how do I do it? How do I maintain that sleep schedule? Well, I want to let you know that you have to work at it, right? So I used to wake up naturally around 7 a.m, maybe 7:30, 8, something like that. And then at the time I had a business coach, and he was basically saying, look, you need to get up earlier because those first few hours in the day are so important. And I definitely agree with him, which, side note, might be the only thing I agree with him on, but you know, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna work at waking up at 5 a.m. So I started waking up at 6 straight away. I'd set an alarm for 6 and that was okay. Over time, you gradually push it more and more back. You don't want to just go straight into 4 a.m. because that's going to be a shock to your system and you're not going to be able to fall asleep early enough to get enough sleep. So for me, I'll go to sleep about 8:30. That's a good time where I can still get enough sleep every night. So you want to be in bed about an hour before you want to go to sleep, maybe half an hour. For me, I will get in bed about 8 o'clock to aim to go to sleep around 8:30, 9. So right now, if you're currently going to sleep about 10 or 11 o'clock, get in bed about an hour before you actually want to go to sleep. So if you push your wake up time back to 6 a.m, for example, get in bed at 9 p.m, because you'll aim to fall asleep by 10 p.m. to get 8 hours sleep. And then as you push that wake up time earlier and earlier, you bring the bedtime earlier and earlier. The goal is not to wake up at 4 a.m. and have still gone to sleep at midnight, because that is not sustainable. Yes, you can do that once in a blue moon, but if you do that constantly, no matter what anyone tells you, you will fucking pay the price for it. When you wake up in the mornings, do not sit in bed scrolling TikTok, scrolling Instagram. If you want, I look at my phone for like a couple minutes and then I will get out of bed, because if you wake up and then just lie there in bed on your phone, you're not telling your body to get moving and like you need to be up at this time. You're telling your body that, you know, doesn't really matter if you get up. So when you wake up early, get out of bed. Don't sit in bed for ages. And then this is where viewing bright light comes in, because you use the bright light to kind of manipulate your circadian rhythm. And so you want to wake up at the time you want to wake up at, and then view bright light straight away for a good 10-15 minutes at least, to tell your body that this is the time that we need to be awake. And then over time you'll do that long enough where your body will naturally want to wake up at that time, because it's so used to viewing that bright light early. But like I said, do that earlier and earlier over time. Don't go straight from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. Drop it down to 6:30 for a little bit, then 6, then 5:30, then 5, and gradually work your way down. And you have to realize it's a slow game. Like for me, when I started waking up at 5 a.m, it took me about 2 to 3 months of doing that to actually feel okay during the day, because even though on paper I would have got enough sleep, I still felt not as sharp as I did when I woke up at 7 a.m. So it takes time to actually get your body used to it. So even if you're naturally waking up early, you're still not feeling 100% during the day, just know it takes time, but your body will adapt. You just have to do it for long enough and push through any discomfort, because it is worth being up early. Trust me, especially in the summer when it's bright outside, it's worth doing. But give it time. Don't expect to wake up at 4 a.m. and feel amazing from day one. And I honestly think using a bright light early in the morning is the reason why I don't need an alarm, because my body just knows that when I fall asleep at the same time every day, when I wake up at the same time every day, my body knows that this is what happens. Like you don't need an alarm, because your body's just waking up at the same time. It just knows what the score is every day. So yes, I do set an alarm if I need to get up for something and I'm like, I cannot afford to sleep in. But generally speaking, I don't use an alarm. My body just wakes me up at 4 a.m. every day, because I have a consistent sleep-wake schedule, which is what you need to do. You need to make sure that your schedule is consistent. There's no point pushing yourself to wake up at 4 a.m. when some days you have to be up at different times. So anyway, I hope that all makes sense. I'm gonna leave it there because I feel like I've waffled for the past 10 minutes, so I hope that has helped you. This is pretty much everything that I've done to wake up early and feel good while waking up early and still get enough sleep, still hit my goals, everything like that. So I hope this has helped you. If you want to watch another video from me, I'll put one here. I promise you it's a good one. I've been really upping my game on YouTube recently, so click there. Anyway, cool. If you're interested in online coaching, there's a link below for that. But yeah, until the next one.